What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. This is Austin with Austin Smith Real Estate, and today we have a very special episode. And I was debating on releasing this episode. I wasn't sure. I didn't know how people was gonna feel, and then I realized, don't care as much how you feel. At least on my birthday, and we're releasing this episode on my birthday. Which ironically happens to be both our birthdays, but nonetheless, out here in Cabo with the missus. Shout out to Asia. Her birthday was actually on Monday the 12th, and mine is the 15th. So bang bang Leo gang, here we are. So soaking up the sun, enjoying experiences, that equals happiness. And then, outside of that, I also wanted to apologize just for the release and episodes on the podcast. I've come to find out that obviously trying to request a guest, meet a guest, record the guest, editing, uploading, scheduling, posting, it's a lot. So I'm actually going to be looking for somebody to help me with that as we continue to grow. But obviously my next guest doesn't need an introduction. But I did want to thank God for allowing you to spend some time with us here. And, I know we don't have that much time, but, thank you for taking the time to come on the show. Happy birthday. Nip Hussle, what's up, man?
What up?
Coolin', man, coolin'. Again, man, thank you for taking the time, but we'll jump right into this, man, because I know you don't have that much time. Me and wifey was actually in LA for her sister's graduation, and we actually got a chance to stop by the store. And we had been there before, we've grabbed gear before, but like it was weird, being in that spot, because you could really feel, and obviously it was like the beginning and the end, you know what I mean? Like it was weird.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is where really the Nip Hussle story as far as doing music started, just as far as me like selling my mixtapes out the trunk in that parking lot. And even before the music, just hustling out the parking lot, and then making my transition to selling my music, you know what I mean, to my clientele, and becoming known as an artist, just a young up and coming street artist, and then all of the levels that we went up, and just all the transitions since then. So it's a story connected to this space, even before the store, just the actual geography, the parking lot, and we've been on many levels in this parking lot. It always been a pull up at 8 o'clock, leave at 10. It just been for different reasons,
Yeah, man, and it's also become like a place for tourists. Like people are, actually, when they go to LA, they're actually like, no, we need to make an effort to stop by, you know what I'm saying, the store. Like
to a degree, and then also want to come check it out and probably just curious because they seen the grand opening or heard that we have a store over here, and then probably a combination of everything, trying to support, curiosity, and then also being from out of town, you want to come to LA.
I just feel like the timing couldn't have been like any worse,
Facts. That was a rough time for sure. I was like, I kind of like, I was frustrated with just the return on my energy. I'm like, I gave a lot of sincere energy to the positivity, and I ain't feel like, where did it go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's still here, big bro. And your energy is still amongst all of us, you know what I mean? You inspired millions to step up their grind, purchase assets, talk about ownership. I mean, very few, like only the unique, and it doesn't come often, have that ability to shape the culture for the better.
What I've learned in this is that it's about distinguishing yourself. It's about the unique things about you. You know what I'm saying? Not to blend in, not the common denominators. I don't think that's what it's about. It's about expressing the unique qualities of what you are and who you are, and actually being loud with it.
I'm not even gonna front with you. I took it personal.
Facts.
Like, people were hitting me up, and it's just like, I guess people saw how much you had an impact. At least on me, at least. And you know what I mean? Like, I just take it personal.
I don't take it that personal because they're getting educated also. Police still getting educated to who we are and what our real intentions are. You know what I'm saying?
And it comes like right after the album, and like lyrically, like you went to a whole another level. Like, it's almost iconic, and like it's just, it hurts me that was, the only album, but like you went to a whole nother level. You went crazy on that.
Yeah, definitely. I just was an artist, so I ain't restrained. I didn't hold back and keep my business program intact. Pure artist, you know what I mean? And that'll make you crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's why artists turn crazy, because they tap out of the world. They don't live by no structure. You know what I'm saying? That's not healthy. You know what I mean? It's not, even the sun on structure, the earth on structure, the plants on structure. You gotta give your plants a certain hour of sun or they're gonna die, because they need program.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. That's I think that's something that like entrepreneurs kind of pride themselves on. You know what I mean? Like not staying, within the system, thinking outside the box, using that creativity to develop and further grow your business. Like it rings true. It rings completely true. And, even with like goal setting, you know what I mean? I've learned that, you really have to have that creativity, like when you're planning, like when you're goal setting, and it has a major impact.
Yeah, we was talking about some way I'll go, and then somebody had said something like to the point of like, that's too far, like, and I'm just like, man, nah, don't say that, because every time I write a list, when we get to the end of it, I'll be like, damn, I should have put some more scoops on it. I should have, swung a little further for the fence.
Bro, same here. Like, when you're younger, the goal was get to six figures. And now that you at six figures, you like, man, like, I gotta double, triple, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I should have just aimed way higher in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
But okay, let's start getting into the thick of this. Let's start getting into this real content. You can see it everywhere now. The marathon continues. Run your marathon. I'm actually running marathons, like physically running marathons. So I know, like, but where did that come from? Like, I think we all have a good idea of what it means, but like, what in essence was that for you?
Just it's an idea that, if you really think about the metaphor of the marathon, when you look at it as like life, it's about endurance, it's about preparing, it's about mentally breaking through your barriers that tell you I can't keep going, where you're more capable you more capable than you think you are and then you're conscious of. So
do you think like TMC was the message that you wanted to impact people with?
I wanted my message to impact gang culture. You know what I'm saying? I wanted what I had to say to impact individuals like myself, young people that was in these areas that was controlled by gangbanging. I didn't want to preach to the choir, but I wanted to be able to say, I'm one of you, and where I'm gonna go, wherever I end up, you're gonna know that you can end up there too. Whether it's at the top of the game or in a successful situation as a business owner, I came from this, and it's authentic, and I'm not on the outside of this culture. That's why I came in like I came in. I wasn't trying to like be on no super tough guy shit, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be clear that, wherever I take it, I'm not different. I'm exactly the same. I've been through everything you've been through or you're gonna go through as somebody in that culture.
Gotcha. We won't get too much into the gang culture, but one thing that I do want to know is, what kind of changed the mindset to go from, gang banging and then transferring that into like a business state of mind?
When I was 18, I went to Eritrea for 3 months. Out the blue, I didn't even know I was going. My brother just was like, bro, we about to go back home. And I had a spot at that time. I was hustling. I had a studio. I was like knee deep in some young nigga shit. I didn't really want to go. And I went out there for 3 months and it changed my life. I was sick the first 2 weeks. I was like culture shock, depressed. I ain't understand. I ain't really have no way to, I ain't know what to do out there. But after the first 2 weeks, I embraced what was going on. And I just kind of, it's like I had to let go of I just had a different comfort zone. And once I got out of that, you know, it changed my life.
I've slowly started to realize that, and not to quote a lyric, and you know, I might quote a few more in the rest of the episode, but you know, you had mentioned once you travel the world, you ain't returning the same. And the more that me and my wife have started to travel, you know, and just being able to experience different cultures, it's really changed just our perspective just on like a lot of things. You know, me personally, I haven't, you know, been back home yet, but just, you know, experiencing different cultures, you get a chance to really have a different perspective on things.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that was unique about the culture back home is that everything built around food. So that's what make a family close, is that you eat with your family. We move so fast out here in our culture that we might, what's up, mom? Boom, and leave. It might be 7-8 years. We eat at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and even then, we running in for the meal, sit down, and then we get back to the grind. Every day back home, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., whole city shut down.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm slowly realizing that all the other countries are better. It's just the fact that America has all the opportunities. But, I mean, it is what it is. So everything shuts down.
Everything but the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going home. The men going home. And everybody eat lunch.
Right. Do you think things would have been the same if you didn't take that trip?
You know, I think it's God, my personal opinion, that, you know, keep you protected through them situations while you learning what you really here for.
I think that's what all of us are searching for, or some of us might have like an idea, and, you know, passion, purpose, like they kind of play hand in hand. And, you know, I think it's a very, very perfect opportunity to be able to find both your passion and your purpose.
That's what makes a person dope. When you come across and you be like, damn, you know, this is a unique, this is a unique flavor. This is a different frequency. And that's how you kind of know they being honest, because everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? And so if they are operating in like a type or like a mold, it's because they're not expressing the unique shit about them. So I think as a brand, you know what I mean, to come out on my first record and say this was different about me. These are the things that's different about me. I do own all the rights to all my rap. And that's distinguishing. That's what separates Nip. You know what I mean? And so I thought that would be the statement to make coming out first.
So let's jump into that business mindset, because obviously you're an individual who's been able to find their passion and their purpose. You know, what's let us into that mindset, that infamous business mindset.
Just man, I just believe in ownership. You know what I mean? I believe in, you know, investing in yourself. When you make money, you know, you can easily go a lot of places, but I just feel like, you know, your foundation should be strong.
I think people idolize like how hard you actually work. Like that grind is serious.
Man, I got a crazy overhead, man. I got to work hard every day.
Right, I feel you. So how did this all begin? Like, did you just decide to wake up and, you know, just start rapping, or, you know, was it influence? Like, how did that start?
Just, I guess when I was probably 8, 9, my goal was that by the time I'm 12, 13, I'll be signed and cracking as a little kid artist. And when I wasn't, I was like, fuck rap.
Yeah, at that age, usually you're a little naive on, you know, it's easy to plan and it's easy to have the imagination, but you never know until you actually get into the field, like how much of the day-to-day grind and how much work it actually takes, you know, for that vision to appear. And even like as adults, like we get overly optimistic and enthusiastic about, you know, the goal, the dream, the plan, but once you're in the day-to-day, like it's totally different, and then it starts to reveal like, okay, this might be a little bit more work than what you thought it was gonna be.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to I ain't gonna just say hustle, but I'm about to explore more realistic pursuits.
Got you. I know there was a couple of individuals that had, influenced you, to take on the game, and I know you had bounced it, back and forth with the idea of, wanting to rap and not wanting to rap. Aside from those influences, which was mainly on the artist side of it, who was the influence from like the business side of it? Like, 'cause this seems to be a mindset that was developed like really, really early on, in your career and age in general.
Yeah, my brother was always a hustler, you know what I mean? So I as a little brother, you gonna do what your big brother do. And then also just being in a situation where we needed to kind of like compensate, you know what I mean? And make up for like, you know what I mean? Things that we felt we should have that we didn't,
Yeah, shout out to Black Sam for that. Let's talk about those like road bumps that you did find early in your career that made you be like, oh wow, this might be a little bit harder than what I thought it was gonna be.
Just when I started trying to put it together, like how do you rap? Oh, you gotta get a studio. You got how much is studio equipment? Damn, this shit is expensive. Like I used to go to my homie Jermaine's house across the street and we'd build a studio in the backyard with no equipment. We'd just be clearing the dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying, sweeping the backyard up, like we're gonna build it right here. And then, all right, it should be like 8 feet this way, you know what I'm saying? But just like realizing, damn, we don't have the capacity to do this. You know what I mean? We don't have to get money to do this. We can't just wing it off a dream, you know what I mean? And then going into the field and seeing what, that was about drew me further and further from music and kind of like made me question, like, even if that was something to go back into, and even if it was possible,
So what happened next, considering the fact that obviously, the story didn't end there, so you didn't quit there, so like what happened?
Yeah, once I got into it and like ran my little checkup to where I could invest and buy some equipment, I started engineering myself because I ain't have an engineer, and we wasn't having salaries to pay engineers like that, so I had to learn how to record.
Got you. Yeah, man, I appreciate you sharing like those humble beginnings, considering the fact that a lot of us business owners kind of go through those growing pains where, especially in the beginning, you're doing everything on your own, and then you hit that ceiling where in order to take it to the next level, you have to hire, leverage, you have to bring on expertise, you got to be able to work on your strengths and outsource your weaknesses. So like for you, what did you have to do early on that a lot of people don't or didn't see behind the scenes?
I used to run from the mic back to the console, press record on the Pro Tools, run back to the mic, lay my little verse, run back, stop it. But it made me record a certain way too, because it was like, I'll be really focused on getting the take right. It's different when you got to stop it yourself. You take your mind out of creative mode and you kind of get in like mechanical mode.
Doesn't that take you out your element?
Yeah, and then you just doing rewind and playback. That type of thought process is different than like fishing for words and trying to like tap into a cadence. It's a different part of the brain. So it kind of conflict doing both. So I would just like try to not focus on the record part, the real setup process, where it was like a 3-button thing, and try to stay tuned in to the delivery of the lyrics.
I love that, man, because like right there, like what you were able to do was kind of like establish a system, right? So like that, again, like I said, that leverages and outsources the weaknesses, and it helps you just focus and double down on your strengths. And I admire that you were able to kind of create that on the engineering side, so that way you could do what you do best, which is the lyrics. What would you say is your number one like gift? Is it the lyrics, or is it something else, or like for me, I mean, they say I might have the gift of gab, so using that to my advantage, you know what I mean? So like what's that in your case?
I think the best asset I have is I'm a grinder, you know what I mean? I'm dedicated to the lifestyle of going hard every day, and I've been since I was a teenager, so that's in me. We was raised to be grinders. That's what we identify with. And then I get a lot of credit for my team. They give Nip all the credit because I'm the face, but my team different too. Like if you put a camera on the team, you'll see what's going on. It's not a regular, the homie sitting around that smoke weed and catch the groupies at the show. That ain't the type of team I got. different, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not even just the team off like, you know, the rap in the store and everything like that. Like, ironically, you also have partners in real estate, which, sticking to the core topic of this particular podcast, you also have some partners that you're doing some real estate related things back home in LA, correct? Can you elaborate on that? And specifically, Vector 9D, to be exact.
Yeah, definitely. We recently opened up an inner city co-work space in the vein of WeWork, you know what I mean? And we got I think 8 entrepreneurs that all have products in the tech space that are in the building with us. And we also have a science, technology, engineering, and math center on the second level for young kids to be able to get trained in the skill set that it takes to get into Silicon Valley.
Nice. Yeah, man, continue to bridge that gap. My wife actually kind of prides herself on her vision of, you know, going and infiltrating the corporate structure of the STEM programs and specifically technology, because she also, I can honestly say, is her life mission to kind of bridge that gap, especially in tech. Okay, so you're doing this with Dave Gross, who I found out, you know, through you, and started following him. I love what he's doing, and you know, how did y'all know each other yet already, or like how did that come about?
Well, you know, truthfully, I was at the Laker game, and we ain't really speak during the first couple quarters. I ain't know him. I ain't think he knew me. I was, you know, with my people. He was with his people, and about second quarter, we had started talking. He like, yeah, you know, I'm a real estate developer and investor. I got a concept, and I want you to take a look at it. What you doing tomorrow? Can you come out of the office? So me and my homeboy pulled up to his office, and he had the blueprint for what became Vector 90. And, you know, dude come from the inner city of LA. You know, his brother was, you know, murdered recently, you know what I mean, on gang shit. His other brother doing time. And he was just the one out of the 3 brothers that, you know, went to New York and went to an Ivy League school, pursued finance, ended up on Wall Street. And then when he became, you know, accumulated some resources, he wanted to come back to LA and build. So that was the vision he had. And, you know, I partnered up with him. And, you know, we opened the doors the day before the album dropped. So the album dropped February 16th, opened the Vector 90 Too Big to Fail, Crenshaw District compound on February 15th. So it came to fruition the day before the album came out. Some very powerful people involved. A dude by the name of Don Peebles. He one of the most successful black real estate developers in the world. He worth like $5 billion. You know, he building a skyscraper in LA. He about to buy the SLS hotel. I mean, excuse me, not the SLS. They building the SLS. The Viceroy. That
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was until just now. I'm actually Googling him now. You know what's interesting? It's crazy that more black billionaires have started to not surface, because obviously they've been here, but we're starting to find out more about them. And this particular platform hopefully has now introduced people to Don Peebles, but even the billionaire Robert Frederick, who cleared all of 2019 Morehouse College student loans. Like, we never knew about him prior to, and you know, it's just cool to see that, you know, Oprah's not the only one. You know what I mean? Like, Oprah's not the only one. Like, I don't want to call it a spokesperson, but that's the person that we're all familiar with. So like, when I hear of the Robert Fredericks or, you know, the Don Peebles now, like it's you know, a truly amazing to actually find more of these black billionaires. And we're not even going to throw Hov in there, like, who obviously, you know, we're well aware of Hov's status, but just the people that are not on like that major celebrity status, or at least in sports and entertainment.
Yeah, but dude, you know, his dad was a mechanic. He first generation. So that's a story everybody should educate themselves on, Don Peebles, you know what I mean? And like, we want access, you know what I mean? We should be included. And not only shouldn't nobody let us, it shouldn't be affirmative action. We should be educating ourselves and being, you know what I'm saying? Like, we boxed out. We underrepresented in technology.
Yeah, man, we underrepresented in a lot of areas, but I mean, I definitely feel you on like the Tech Avenue. I'm looking at my clock right now. I realize that we definitely don't. I mean, we're running out of time, Nip. Just a few things, just like before you go here. One of the things, and especially kind of piggybacking off of our topic of real estate, passive income. That's been my that's been my stilo. That's what I've been preaching. That's what I kind of pride myself on. Ownership, grabbing your assets. I know you like to call it mailbox money. My checks don't come in the mailbox. My rental income comes through Cash App. But let's talk about that mailbox money.
Yeah, definitely.
Mailbox money is, when you own an asset and you get the income that the asset generates. And if you own publishing, you write your own records, and you ain't sold your publishing, that's mailbox money. You own your masters when them albums sell on iTunes, that's mailbox money. And that's the business model of every major corporation that give advances to participate in the income of your asset, mailbox money.
How do you feel about being able to inspire millions to be able to, whether that's go after more assets, kind of bridge that wealth gap, all of the, you've talked about on all the mixtapes and then on the album was the cherry on top when it comes down to, kind of everything that you were preaching and educating and everything like that. Would you say that it was mission accomplished?
Definitely. I'm proud of that. That's that's the radical exercise that took place on this project was dive in musically and make the music or make the energy and the intention of what the potential, the energy and the intention that I possess, put that into the music.
Gotcha. What were the thoughts that you wanted to? Oh my goodness, the time. Oh God, we're running out of time. Okay. What did you want to leave, kind of the people with, as far as your last album? What thoughts did you want to leave with people?
Man, are you inspired by it? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't inspire you. If it does, we good to go. You know what I'm saying? I know how to make millions, no disrespect, no flex, outside of a record deal, outside of a radio single, outside of the whole shit that this has the potential to bring us into. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't if it don't, it's all over. Nah, man, if it don't inspire you, I'm gonna feel like I failed. If it don't blow you away musically, I'm gonna feel like I failed. And this is my gamble on myself when I came in. I was like, nigga used to tell me, don't put rolling 60s in your music, don't rap about the hood, cause it's gonna pigeonhole you, it's gonna restrict you. But my theory was, all right, I'm from right here. I'm from 60th Street since 1992 and from 5th Ave since 85 and from Crenshaw and Slauson since the middle of the rest of the time. And I'm from right here. I'm from the rolling 60s. The rolling 60s is important to LA. LA important to California, right?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, my wife's from LA.
California important to America, right?
Right.
America important to the globe, right?
Right.
So I'm global. I can keep it all the way me. I ain't gotta taint nothing. I don't have to change the story, be delicate. I could be unapologetic. I ain't gotta peel it back none because what I just said.
Nip, man, we feel like, you were stolen away from us, man. You were taken away from us, especially from, somebody from the set, which is I think it's more, mind-boggling. And
I don't want to go too deep into it.
My bad.
Man, that caught me off guard completely. I ain't expect that at all. And the timing was crazy. You know what I'm saying? We've been sitting on everything. We've been just holding our punches just to do it all at once. And you know what I'm saying? We've been all anticipating the moment that we get to enjoy. And it's a little fucked up. It's really fucked up that my...
Nip? Oh, no. Nip. Shit. We'll miss you, man. Happy birthday.
Like the prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100 proof flow, run and shoot pro. 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo. Hustle, holla at me, I got Cubans on the low. Through the Cancun, smoking Cubans on the boat. Then dock that Tulum just to smoke. Look, listening to music at the Mayan ruins. True devotion on the bluest ocean. Cruising. My cultural influence, even revolution. I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blew it. They tell me hustle, dumb it down, you might confuse them. This ain't that weirdo rap you motherfuckers used to. I'm a urban legend, South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I curb detectives. Guesses, evidence of a divine presence. Blessings, held me down at times I seem reckless. Effort, got an L but got an E for effort. Stretched it. Dropped him off in the Mojave Desert, then left him. Ain't no answer to these trick questions. Money making nip, straighten out my jewelry on my bitch dresser. Well known, flick up in jail clothes, snatch a champagne bottle from Rico's till T-shows. Whatever, nigga, playing chess, not checkers. Nigga, 38 special for you clever niggas. See, bro, if you ain't living down by the street code, been through all these motions up and down like a seesaw, I can never view you as my equal. Fuck, I wanna hear your CD fault.